Moss viewing is picking up steam in Japan.
Of course it is.
where groups of people get together to closely examine moss. Now, mostly they're groups of women, and I'm
it's
not.
Japan.
Yes. Okay, so understand that my tone makes it seem as though I'm making fun of them, but I'm not. I just think this is such an incredible story because here in America, we don't notice anything that's beautiful. Like there could be a beautiful garden in front of us and we wouldn't notice it. But in Japan, they're like, fuck man, look at that moss. Looking real good.
You're kinder than I am. I would go a little further and say like, there's got to be something more entertaining, man. You know, there's that old saying in English, oh man, baseball is so slow, it's like watching the grass grow. For the Japanese, they're like, whoa, that sounds pretty great. They're like, you mean I get to watch the grass grow? That's cool. Man, sign me up.
All right, so let me give you some more information about this. So the area around Lake Shirokuma has been designated by the Bryological Society of Japan as a precious moss-covered forest. The moss viewing excursion there, organized by operators of mountain huts near the area, started in 2011. Because of its growing popularity, the excursion's frequency has increased to 8 times per year in 2014 from its initial 5 times. Most participants are women. Okay, so it is picking up some steam. It's not like this is this crazy subculture in Japan and there's like hundreds of thousands of people that are like, whoa, we want to go watch the moss. But it doesn't matter. The fact that there are 10 people in Japan that want to watch moss is amazing to me. Amazing.
I want to read the next quote because I love it so much. The Japan Times explains, when clusters of a variety of sunagoke moss were sprayed with mist, the leaves opened out and their color changed from brown to green, prompting a marveling group member to cry, "This is like magic!" Okay, all right. Now I'm going to stop being a dick for a second and say, look, I love them. You know, they find amazement in this and great. They find wonder in nature. There's not only nothing wrong with that, there's something great about that, right? Like, as Anna was saying, we don't even stop to smell the flowers. They're watching moss grow, and they're getting a buzz out of it. That's fantastic. The only thing we get a buzz out of is like, why is there weed there? You know?
Yeah, for real. No, but here's another thing. The fact that they don't take something as ridiculous as moss for granted makes me realize that they probably don't take anything for granted. They probably really do appreciate the little things in life. And that makes me really respect them. Just because I'm not into moss doesn't mean I don't get it, right? Like, I get it. They think it's beautiful. They get down, like, almost floor level just to, like, closely examine it. They're just like,
you got to get right up in that moss.
It's like magic.
Hey, you got to make the most out of it.
Just one word, zapped. You go back to nature because it's too much technology. Zapped.
Oh, okay, so that's interesting. So JR has this insane conspiracy theory that the cell phones are zapping our brains and making us like moss. No, he's got a lot of different things that he thinks are consequences of that, and he thinks this is one of them. But I have a simpler theory. It's from the last quote here from the woman there enjoying the moss. She says, seeing clusters of mosses living together, I can forget about our competitive society. I think that's what's happening in Japan.
They just want something simple, like something to get their mind off of the competition, the money, the competitive nature of their society, just like she said.
Yeah, and it's the same disease we got here in America, but I think it's actually amplified in Japan. And so we do a lot of, there's quizzical stories coming out of Japan. Look, some people ride me, and do I have anything against the Japanese? Of course not. Every human being's the same, right? And we kid around about it. But I think there are things about culture that can make a difference, right? And in Japan, it is so competitive, right? And I think that it's somehow stressing people out so much that it's warping them. So you got the dudes with the pillows, you got the dudes with the anime things and the robots, and now you got the women up on the ground looking at the moss going, holy shit, it turned colors, right? Which again, I love and appreciate, but it's like they're so like stressed out. They're all tiger mom each other to death. There's literally people dying in Japanese offices from overworking.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They got to bring it down a little bit.
Have sex.
And this is their way, I think, of reconnecting with nature and just saying, okay, all right, let me find a way to get back literally to my roots.
Yeah, that was very poetic. That was so... I love how you were poetic here, and I was like, have sex.
Well, either way, have at it, Moss.